Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Dio, and this is Kingdom Death Monster 1.5. It's been quite a while. I believe in the last video I mentioned that I was recording a lot of stuff back to back, and my backlog is finally catching up a little bit. And so I'll go ahead and use this as an opportunity to go ahead and talk about a few things. So far I've only received 2 messages about rules mistakes. One of them was pretty minor, and like I said, I can't really rewind anyway. But as always, thank you for mentioning them. There was one that was mentioned about resisting, where like if kind of like when the Kingsmen showed up and beat the piss out of us. I mentioned not wanting to resist because that would up the level of the Kingsmen. And I got a comment mentioning that that's been changed with 1.5. Technically, it hasn't been changed, but they have added a new rule about certain timeline events, and that's what changed. Like, if you go through the rulebook, there's nothing that specifically says that if you do a resist, it doesn't increase the level. In fact, it does. But the timeline has been changed a little bit to actually include specific levels to the early Nemesis encounters. So originally it was just Butcher. I've updated it. Now it says level 1. The later ones did have level 2 and level 3 and so forth. And there's essentially encounter, and then there's encounter level. Like encounter monster level X. And whenever it is encounter monster level X, you go by the level X and not anything else. So that's the rule that's been changed. So for this, like Butcher, Kingsman, and so forth, like if I had resisted, technically the next time I fight a Kingsman on a normal encounter, quote unquote normal encounter, not that there is any, I would fight at level 2. But since this one specifically says level 1, I would fight it at level 1 no matter if I've encountered any previous ones. So that's apparently how it works now, which is really good because because the main thing about resisting, like it's still difficult to resist at early stages because obviously you're not as strong at year 6 compared to year 9. But the biggest issue was the fact that fighting a level 2 Kingsman at year 9 was pretty much, it was ridiculous. The differences in stats is just ginormous. And then down here at like year 19, you would fight a level 3, and level 3 is even more ridiculous. So I'm kind of glad they made that change because now I'm more inclined to resist, which I might do whenever the hand shows up. Obviously, I'm not going to change it now. I'm just going to stick with what we got and just keep moving forward. I'm just going to try to get as far as I can. I would like to fight the new monster, the Gold Smoke Knight, but I can't make any promises because essentially I would have to get through the Watcher and go through essentially level 3 encounters all the way to year 30. Which I've never really done. I've never fought a year 3, level 3 of anything, I don't think. Well, I take that back. I fought a level 3 hand before. And that was about it. Anyway, so with all that said and done, where we last left off, I kind of had to go and look at my previous footage to figure out what happened. Sugume is cursed. She has the Regal Gauntlet right now. They all have a bunch of fighting arts, which is neat. We did get a skull during the encounter from a corpse. So we have that going. And then I guess the most important thing is we actually have enough resources to do an innovation. Usually after a Nemesis encounter, you usually don't have any resources because you spent all your resources the year before, and Nemesis encounters don't usually give you any materials. But in this case, we don't have much to spend on because we don't have access to leather. So we'll hopefully take advantage of that. Anyway, so I apologize if I go a little slow. Like I said, it's been months. It's been multiple months since I've last played. Like I said, I record in bulk and then kind of do other things. So, let's see. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Well, volumes. I don't know what that is for. Whatever. Settlement phase. Alright, so Alright, set up settlement, survivor's return, recovered injuries. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Gain 1 endeavor per returning survivor. Actually, I do need to look up their stuff. I completely forgot about Tinker. Alright, well, we can do this on screen. So, Rinazuki. Should be able to go to this with no issue. Okay. Still has the biggest headache in existence. Alright, you do have Tinkers, that's +1. Then we have Kamachi. Also a Tinker, got it. Yuka is probably guaranteed to be a Tinker. Okay, Tinker. I'm actually surprised that link actually worked. And then Sugume. One thing I've noticed recently is the load times for Roll20 have been pretty bad. Like, super bad. I don't know what the cause is. I really only noticed it when I was playing with my Pathfinder group, and it just takes so long to load characters. I'm actually a little surprised that not everything was fully loaded by the time I came back here, because I had this open while I was doing Langrisser stuff. So, all right, so yeah, so all 4 are Tinkers. So that means I get 9 endeavors in total. We get our population. Actually, is it every 2? It's every 10, isn't it? Every 10 population. So we get 4 for the returning survivors, 4 for all the Tinkers, and then 2 because of collective toil. So that's 10 endeavors in total. So good stuff there. I'll go ahead and get all that situated. 1, 2, 3. That's about the extent of my French. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So this is what we're looking at right now. I'm actually going to make a copy of that. Just paste it. There we go. And paste it. Okay. So we are going to Lantern Year 10. We'll take care of that in a second. That's timeline, settlement phase. Boop. Alright, so we got our endeavors. We need to do our settlement event and then trigger story events. The timeline, it's year 10. There are no story events. There are no story events, so we don't need to worry about that. So we just need to go down here, shuffle this a bunch. One more for good measure. Stranger in the Dark. This is the 3rd time we've gotten this. Alright, roll 1d10 and see what happens. 2. The stranger speaks, calling himself the Horizon Man. He claims to have touched the water and the sky. In a blink of an eye, the man is gone, leaving his lantern in a pile of bones. Add 1 skull, 1 bone, and one broken lantern resource to the settlement storage. Definitely won't complain about that. All right, so all right. So we just add. It's technically just a straight up bone, but we'll go with this. All right. So we get all of that. And it says specifically to settlement storage, so I don't have to worry about the fact that the skull is right now not in the resource deck. Oh, also since we technically got a skull, we can go ahead and give someone +1 insanity. And then we also get a broken lantern. So awesome, we get more resources. Always nice. Don't really need it for anything besides innovations at the moment, but it's still better than nothing. 8, 3, 1. Give you to 2. Alright. Alright, that takes care of that, and I think that's everything. Update death count, we didn't have any deaths. Milestone principles, we don't have any triggered at the moment. And then develop. Alright, so first things first, obviously we are going to innovate. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm going to take this monster hide here, or this main, and convert it into 2 monster hides. I'm just going to go ahead and do it now. So I'm going to end up using one of them, so I'm just going to reveal one. As always, I apologize if everything's zoomed out. Also, thank you guys for all the praise or whatever. I was not sure how people feel about this particular series, because I mean, there's no sound effects or anything like that. It's very, very just straight up me creating my own UI for a board game. So, as always, thank you for all that. I am working on another Roll20 project for a different board game, but that one will not be up and running until around May, assuming shipping doesn't get delayed. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get rid of this bone, and we're going to use one of these question marks as an organ. So we do have Symposium, I believe. I'm fairly certain we have Symposium. Okay, so we get to draw 4 innovation cards. We have 11 cards in the deck. I'm just going to make sure that's correct. 4, 8, 11. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and shuffle this. 1, 2, 3. I already saw ammonia. Yep, we got ammonia. All right. Actually, what I saw earlier was ammonia consequence. But sacrifice, bloodletting, bed, ammonia. Bloodletting has some uses. I don't care about sacrifice. Oh yeah, someone mentioned if it was possible, like using things like sacrifice and stuff to push back the watcher like infinitely, but that's not really a possibility in this version since they've changed the innovations to be slightly more useful. But yeah, we're taking ammonia. We don't need to change anything to the deck because we already have the ammonia consequences in there. We now have ammonia. So, all right. So we got ammonia back, which is great. Means our departing survivors will get another point of survival, which I mentioned it kind of hurt us pretty bad a while back. All right, so we got ammonia back. So now we have access to things like leather and stuff, essentially. Technically, we can do some leather working at this point. We do have the means to start making some armor pieces as well as start making a shield. I'm not too worried about the shield, but I think I might do it anyway. I can either make 1 shield or make 2 pieces of armor. How are we looking on armor sets? Have we started on the Screaming set yet? Yes, we have started on the Screaming set. Okay. Not a big deal. Also, Kamachi, do you have the... Oh, you do have the Twilight Sword. Good for her. I'm going to make sure that was updated. I'm pretty sure we're at 2. Anyway. Yeah, so... We're definitely going to be crafting some leatherworking stuff. I'm just trying to figure out what exactly I want to make. Also, do we need a skull helmet? Did we lose one? I'm fairly certain we lost one. We have one there. I might just wait on that. I might just not finish the Screaming set and just stick with what we have. Do we only have 1 piece of the Screaming? No, we have 2 pieces of the Screaming set. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. I mean, obviously the shield would be pretty amazing. Let's take a look at some of our options here. I'm just glad we finally have leather again. Did we get the blacksmith, by the way? No, not yet. I'm just checking other options for leather. Oh, right! We can make the bone sickle and bone pickaxe. I think I'm gonna go for that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end up going for that. So yeah, we have 2 bone and we have the 2 hide that we can convert into leather. This will give us a lot of extra stuff, extra resources. The pickaxe will probably break because it has a pretty high chance of breaking, but still, it's pretty good. So yeah, we got ammonia. We can spend any number of hide. We spend an endeavor and then a number of hide to turn into leather. So we'll go ahead and spend the endeavor necessary. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so spend that. So we're down to 8 endeavors left. just a measly 8. And we'll convert these to leather, and then just make the bone pickaxe and bone sickle, both of which can help with harvesting, which is awesome too for the various acanthus plants. So let's grab those things. There's bone sickle, bone pickaxe. So the thing about these things is they're oh, are they not frail anymore? They used to be frail. I could have swore they used to be frail. So that's not too bad. Bone sickle is speed 2, strength 1, 8 accuracy. Pickaxe is speed 1, strength 2, 8 accuracy. And if you go into the hunt phase with this stuff in your gear grids, you get to add the herb gathering and mineral gathering events, which have some extra story events if you harvest beyond the overwhelming darkness. So all really good stuff, and of course for like the terrain, the ore vein, you'll get to roll an extra die when you use a pickaxe, and same thing for acanthus plants with the bone sickle. So all really good stuff. So that'll pretty much guarantee we're going to get resources from it. So I think that's going to be our thing. So we got all of that. We have 8 endeavors left. At this point, all we can really do is do a bunch of intimacies and hope we get enough people. How many survivors do we have? We have 22. And we don't really have anything else to mess around with. So yeah, I guess that's it. Unless I want to do scrap scavenge, or that's pretty much it. Scrap scavenge and shared experience, I guess, is another option. Alright, let's go through the survivor list. Sami is dead. We'll just drag her down here. So, specifically, we need to get characters that have still have rerolls. Which, unfortunately, I don't think any of the males have rerolls left. Alright, so it's going to be Unzon and somebody else. Sugume, you have your reroll still. Like I said, it's been a little while, so just bear with me here. Alright, so I'm going to take a look at family again, because I believe that does stuff. And half their weapon proficiency levels. Oh, that's right. That's how I got somebody killed, didn't I? Is it rounded? I believe it's rounded down. Yeah, rounded down. Yuka has no rerolls. Kamachi has no rerolls. You know what? It'll probably end up being Rinazuki, just to get the axe proficiency. So yeah, we'll take Unzon off. All right. Shikiaki, what do you got? You do have a reroll. You're missing an arm. I don't want to lose a Raider of Death, though. Tate, what do you got for me? Guitar, broken rib, reroll. Itery? Nothing. Just a reroll. That might be what I'm going to go for then. I'll be getting, unless something has 4 ranks and something, which I don't think is happening. Yeah, it doesn't look like the others have much of anything. I just don't recall who I've used and who I haven't used. Yeah, it looks like I haven't messed with most of these. Then again, I have characters down here that apparently that I have used. Yep, might as well look at all of them. Zune, Saren. Okay. Oh yeah, somebody mentioned something about like I was using some character's last name and not their first name or something like that. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, there's Ringo, but yeah, Ringo's not anywhere. Doremi Sweets, bow proficiency. Junko, axe proficiency. Axe proficiency, yeah. So all these characters are just getting a bunch of axe proficiencies, which is something, I guess. Biggest issue, I think, is the fact we don't really have anyone with bow. Besides Sugume. Alright, we'll do Sugume. I know they're cursed. I know bow users are cursed and they will die. That's how it always happens. But I'm going to go ahead and do Sugume and Renazuki. That's the plan. Of course, I'm getting a little ahead of myself, unless we have a matchmaker. We do. We have a matchmaker. So spend one endeavor to trigger Intimacy story event. Alright. As long as you're a returning survivor. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'll do Kamachi's matchmaker. It's going to be Renazuki and Sugume. I have to roll 2d10, and I have to take the lowest. I do have a reroll. So let's go ahead and get this started. My previous roll was not very much of a confidence boost. That is a confidence boost, though. All right. Intimacy. 7. +1 population. If we had bed, it would give us another additional +1 permanent strength. Also, the survivor, the male and female survivors share deep bond and get +10 survival, which essentially is going to cap her out at 6. Renazuki cannot gain any of that. All right, I can make a last name. I will worry about that later. Actually, I don't think Sugume has a last name, but that's fine. So we get a new character. I will make note of it. +1 pop, female, +1 bow. It's gonna be +1 strength for survival of the fittest. +1 strength because of Clan of Death, so that's 2 strength. +2 evasion. +1 accuracy. And then, yeah, +1 bow. Oh, +1 understanding because of Graves. And that's, I think that's everything. Alright, so we get +1 population. We'll make a note of it. Alright, so that brings us down to 7 endeavors. We do need to do Shrine, so let's go ahead and do Shrine before I forget. So next is Shrine. That should give us the + armor. +1 armor to all hit locations. So we got that going for us. And then, is there anything else as far as endeavors that are worthwhile? No. I guess technically scrap smelting, but I don't really need iron at the moment. So yeah, that brings us down to 6. So let's go ahead and do augury. Anyone need understanding? Let's take Nittery? Alright, Nittery, you're gonna be doing the auguries for now. So roll 1d10. 5 is gain of survival. Alright, not going to worry about it. Actually, I can just do that now. Boop. +1 survival. Okay, that's 1. 2. 3. 4. Alright, so boop, boop, and we have to destroy a item, which will be probably the Broken Lantern. Okay, So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 2 endeavors left. I don't think there's... I keep thinking there's something I forgot to do, but I don't think there is. Boop. And final one. Boop. Okay. So another +1 survival, and we got one more intimacy going. So same thing, same pair. It's going to be Sugume and Rinazuki. Just so we actually we'll do. Yeah, we'll do them. That's fine. So here we go again. Roll 2d10. 6 and 5. All right, that is enough to get +1 population. So we got another one of these. We'll just put it down here to make note. Delete that. And done. Okay, cool. So we got some new survivors already proficient, starting with their bow. So we got good stuff going there. This also brings our population total to 24. Also, we have unnamed survivors, but I believe their rerolls have been used already. Okay. I'm just checking. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just making sure we did everything right. So +2 strength because of survival fitness and clan. +2 evasion because of survival and clan. +1 accuracy because of clan, and +1 understanding from graves. Yeah, that sounds right. Alright. With all that said and done, we need to decide what we're going to hunt next. I'm going to probably go for an antelope, just so we can continue working both on the screaming set and start working on getting leather gathered. And as for who I'm going to send, both Kamachi and Sugume are going to sit out. I completely forgot Sugume is also cursed, so I might as well keep her out. Kamachi, I'm going to keep out for now. I'm just making sure. +2. I believe you have a gaping chest wound, don't you? No, not yet. Okay. We can do one more with her. The problem I'm concerned about is rolling too high and eventually getting her becoming the next Twilight Knight. She has a reroll, so it's literally a 1% chance of her dying. So yeah, I'm gonna have her sit out. She did what she needed to do. She's high enough to reliably survive the Twilight Night. So I'll take care of them. Obviously, this undo whatever I just did. Thank you. Okay, so take that out. Take out the Twilight Sword. All right. So I'll take care of them. In fact, I don't really need them. I don't need Kamachi anymore at all. I'll have to save Sugume stuff. We'll save Nitori in a bit. Okay. So the question is who do I want to send? Yuka has sword proficiency, so I believe you have a scrap sword, right? Yep, scrap sword. Rinazuki has axe proficiency, using an axe. Do we have anyone with guitars? I think we lost our guitar user. I'm fairly certain we lost our guitar user. That's axe. Do we seriously have no guitar user? You have guitars. Okay. Hatate, you're coming in. Okay. I'll take care of you. And then we need to bring somebody who has a bow. Besides Sugume. Maybe your axe. Junko? Nope, your axe as well. Doremi? Doremi, sweet. Alright. Looks like we're getting you then. Alright, Doremi. Actually, what's your stats? Alright, +1 survival too. Okay, she has the same as all the other newborns now, so that's fine. Okay, so yeah, we're bringing out Doremi, who I apparently have not yet to actually drag out. Okay, well, we'll fix that. Looks like I'm also missing Junko. Alright, not a big deal. Alright, so here is this. Monster Tooth Necklace, all that good stuff. We'll go ahead and do dual guitars on you. I'll put Circlet on you. Do we have anything that actually goes up? Red tab up. Yes, but not really anything I can use. Okay, that's fine. Of course, we need to get these up and running. Canthus plants. Okay, looks like we're good on that front. We also need to get gathering materials. I might go ahead and leave out the cat eye circlet and just deal with the trap cards. I haven't decided yet. Canthus. Yeah, you got all of that. That's fine. We'll leave behind the founding stone. Take the bone pickaxe. Bone sickle. So yeah, the issue I'm running into right now is I'm running out of space. And if I ever... Oh, well, I have multiple cat eye circlets apparently, so we don't need more than one. There we go. Alright, so everyone except for Yuka will have an open slot. Also, how are we looking experience-wise? Yeah, Renezuki will be the one that gets murdered next. Okay, that's pretty much as good as it's going to get. Alright, that looks like this is going to be the team. I need to make a sheet for Doremi. We are going to go after another antelope. It's just going to be level 1. It's just... I'm not... Until we get Dash... we really don't want to mess around with level 2s because of their extra action abilities that they get. So, sorry if this went on a little long. I am the Dior. This was Kingdom Death Monster. See you guys in a bit.